I'm so happy to have you with us here on Limitless again today for this very special episode. And I'm excited to have a guest with me that I know that we're going to be inspired by and learn from his life of success. And his name is Ednar Dayanghirang, though it's a little bit of a tongue twister for me, so I'm going to let him say it as well. And he is Chief of Staff of the Provincial Government of Davao, Oriental. So for anybody that's from overseas, this is one of the provinces that we have in southern Philippines. And it's one of the provinces that I have to say that I'm falling in love with. It is just beautiful. But I want to welcome Sir Ednar to the show and to Limitless.
Thank you, Amy. And I'm privileged and very happy to be with you in your show, Limitless. And I hope I can contribute a lot to your viewers.
I'm sure you can. Well, would you start off by just sharing a bit, say your name again for the viewers in case I said it wrong.
Yeah, I am Ednar Dayanghirang.
Okay. Did I say it okay?
Yeah, that's
okay.
That's okay.
Okay, good. And tell us what you do here in Davao Oriental.
Well, as you have mentioned earlier, I am the Chief of Staff of the Governor. So theoretically, everything that goes up to the Governor passes through me. But of course, there are things that are not so important that does not need to pass through me. They can always go to the governor as the governor wishes. So more than the Chief of Staff, it's quite technical. The Chief of Staff is quite technical because you have to sign. You have to sign documents. No? Okay. So more than that, the governor has tasked me of other things. Like, for example, he tasked me to be his chief implementer of the Executive Order 70 or the peace building framework of the President, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, to bring peace in this country by ending the local communist armed conflict. Also, the governor has tasked me to be in charge or to look into the concerns of our brother and sister Muslim people. No? They are about 10% of the population of the province of Davao Oriental of 600,000 people. Also, he has tasked me to look into the investment promotions for businesses to come in and invest their money here so that we can develop the lot of industries for our people to get employed.
Yes.
You know? He has also tasked me to look into the water works concerns of the province. Also, he has tasked me to look into the housing concerns for the underprivileged people, the homeless, no? Both urban and rural homeless. So, also, he has tasked me to work with our environment officer, no? Doris Valdesco, to come up with policies and to implement programs and projects that would benefit not only the forest, but of course the coastal and marine resource of this province. And considering as well the lowland, no? The environment concerns in the lowland, the sewerage of 10 municipalities and 1 city. Because the province is composed of 10 municipalities and 1 city with 183 barangays and 600,000 people.
Wow. Okay, I was just going to ask you, the population, 600,000 here.
Yeah, and of course, one of the major concerns that I have, that I carry also as my advocacy, is the indigenous people, particularly the Mandayan people and the Kagan people of this province. The Kagan are the Islamized tribe of the province.
Wow. Yeah. As you talk, you have such a wide variety of tasks and programs that I'm just thankful that you're here, that you have time to be here and to do this show. And so obviously we don't have time to go into all of those different things, but one thing, because the topic is limitless and living a limitless life, you have many, many things that you are tasked to do. How do you manage it all? How do you find success in all of those different areas? Do you have any key tip for me and for our audience?
Well, first and foremost, I don't accept a job if I don't understand it. No? So the tasks that are given to me are the things that are also my advocacies in life.
Okay.
No? Since I went through many experiences in life, and these are the things that I like to do most. And that's one good thing about a governor. He knows exactly his people. So he knows what to give you, to assign to you, because he knows that you can do it. No? So success would be more on not on the detailed implementation of programs, but on example in the strategies, the development of the programs, and of course the fund sourcing, the sourcing of the funds to fund all these programs and projects. And of course, we have our departments, the different departments that handles the implementation of the programs. No? So I don't go to the details,
Sure.
except for if there are special concerns like it's the first time to do it in the province, then I have to be the ones looking into it personally, and later on turn it over to the department heads that is a concern. So of course, I do it through consultation.
Yeah.
No? That's one thing, no? Because I developed that habit of asking people. No? For example, the Muslim people, if you don't understand the Muslim people, you'll get lost. No? Because you will be focusing more on the political issues of the Muslim people, while you forget the social, economic, the services that they need. No? As a community, like I said, there are about 145 Jama'ah communities in the province of Davao Oriental that we have to serve. So, the strategies that I have to develop, if I find it's not yet present in the province, then when the governor approves it, then we develop the programs, no, in order to attain the strategies and the objectives. Then we implement it.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, that reminds me of years ago when we really kind of first met each other, and we did a program together up in the tribal area.
Yeah, that was in Sangab.
Yeah.
That's a Mandayan area.
Yeah.
Sangab, Barangay Pichon, Municipality of Caraga.
So we as Global Impact were privileged to work with you and to launch the very first one, right?
Exactly.
And it became a national program.
It became a national program. And in fact, because of your team, we called it
Family Fun Day.
Family Fun Day.
Yeah.
That component made it different.
Wow.
Because before that day, that was, I think, October of 2016, before that day in Sangab, if you look at all the programs that have been done, it's purely military.
Oh.
So it's kind of a different way, because everybody was, it can be done. We have a family fun day, so it's an insurgency area. So people were very happy, and the governor was very happy, and so the children, the mothers were very happy, and it led to the creation of the Nagkakaisang Lingkod Bayan ng Davao Oriental, a regular program of the governor, and now it leads to the national program called the Executive Order 70, or Ending the Local Communist Armed Conflict through good governance, not by fighting, not by killing each other, not by capturing camps or what. It's really delivering the services where they are needed most, and these are the hinterlands of the province of Davao Oriental.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome to talk about that. And, just from our perspective of being a foundation and being able to be a part of something like that. And I was there. I personally went there. And we took military trucks through rivers and through the mountains. It took hours to get back into this mountain tribal area. And the program was amazing. And like you said, it was to deliver services, but also to have a good day of fun. And we did camps and programs though for learning. And I just love what you just said, that it was seen as all comprehensive, and then went through the whole province and now national. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's national.
Let's do more like that.
A lot of provinces are copying it.
Wow.
No? Because it was really different.
Yeah.
No? Yeah. For the past 50 years, the government approach to ending the communist armed conflict or the violence is military means. So during the time that we did it in Barangay Pichon in Sangab, a Mandayan community, it was the first time that, it can be done through a civilian way.
Wow, that's fantastic. That really makes my heart happy to be a part of something that really makes a difference.
Not only make a difference, it is now transformed to a national approach to strategies.
Incredible.
Yeah.
But I know you're doing many things like that, and but one thing I want to ask you about, just your personal your personal walk and journey. What's one of the biggest obstacles that you've overcome to be a success today?
Yeah. First, before I answer that, I really love this the name of your program, Limitless.
Yeah.
No? Because in relation to your question, I think the biggest success was really the art, the skill of trying to go through all the problems and concerns yourself, your family, your job, the communities. So I think I was able to hurdle that difficulty of understanding and practicing on how to manage or address challenges in life. So now it becomes, I think, only God knows, it becomes limitless.
Yeah,
No?
right,
Because
okay.
if there are issues on the table, if you don't know how to handle that, that will remain a problem. But you're skilled and your experience in handling this managing challenges, then anything that's thrown to you, you can address it.
True. Yeah, true. So that's one of your keys to success
Yeah,
then,
that's-
right?
that's
So
the key.
whatever obstacles in front of you, you find a way through. You
Yeah,
don't give
find a
up,
way
sounds
through.
like. Yeah.
Try to develop scenarios. If this is what happens, if you do this, this will happen. And of course, you have to consult many people. And I think the skill or the habit of asking
Yeah, that's
people.
good. That's good.
You don't
Right.
rely on yourself
Okay.
because every situation is different.
Yes.
So other people may look at it differently. So it's best to ask and learn from other people as well.
Yeah, that's excellent. I just want to highlight that whenever we're doing something new, we're growing into a new area, we need to find people that have like a success and have succeeded in those areas and learn from them. And one of the best ways to do that is by asking questions, right?
Engaging.
Engaging, yeah.
And we're used to it.
Yeah.
Since our early days when we met each other in different forums, this was really an engaging forums or activities that we had
Right.
with the military, with the police, and
Yes.
with other stakeholders.
Right, right. Yeah. That's one of the things that I've really enjoyed over the years is seeing the different stakeholders come together and
That's
discuss
the
and
best.
try to work together. I've seen that, especially a lot here in Southern Philippines,
Yeah.
you know, in the work that we do.
In fact, aside from the experience we had in Sangab, the things that we did in Davao City, engaging with stakeholders, that contributed a lot to this national strategy of the president of ending local communist armed conflict. Because we learned from each other.
Yeah.
So we were able to come up in our minds, in our thoughts and ideas, we were able to come up with better ideas that is comprehensive in approach because we learned from each other, from the different, from the academe, from the military, from police,
Right.
from the activists, and all the other stakeholders.
Right. Right.
So it contributed a lot to the Executive Order 70, the main strategy of President Duterte in ending the local communist armed conflict.
Okay, awesome. I want to just switch topic a little bit and ask you some things about Davao Oriental,
Yeah.
which is where you're from here, your family history, as we were talking earlier. Tell myself and our viewers just a bit of the beauty and the treasure and the history of Davao Oriental.
Well, Davao Oriental is, before, when there was only one Davao, there's no Davao Oriental. There's no Davao del Sur, Davao del Norte. There are only towns of one Davao. And when the provinces of the three Davaos were created, and that's one in Davao Oriental, it's not very long ago. That was about 1968 or 1969 when there was the division of the Davao. So whether it's a province or a town, Davao Oriental is a majority are indigenous people, the Mandayan people. And in fact, as we counted the lands, 68 to 70% of the lands of Davao Oriental are owned by the indigenous people. So the land. And Davao Oriental is 500-kilometer coastline, no? From Banay-Banay to Boston. It's a 500-kilometer coastline. And the beauty, the natural resources endowed to us by, of course, by God,
Yes.
is from the reefs, no? From the reef, from the marine areas, from the coastline to the lowland, up to the ridges and the mountains of Davao Oriental, we are really blessed with all the nature
It's so beautiful.
that can be given to us as a people.
Yeah.
So also, Davao Oriental is majority Christian. Mga 90% is Christian. And because of history of Davao Oriental, Christianization came from the Caraga region down to the Davao Oriental and down to Davao, the Davao Gulf, the towns and cities of around Davao Gulf. And also, in terms of education, I think among the indigenous people, the Mandayan people were one of the those IPs, indigenous people, were educated early on because of the Spaniards. Because of the Spaniards that came here. Unlike the other IPs that are inland, there are no roads before there, like the Agusan areas and the other Surigao area, the Bukidnon areas, there were no access roads before. So the education that comes from the different missionaries of the Catholic and the non-Catholic churches that went in, brought with them the education that we got. No? So, and that is why I think the people of Davao Oriental contributed a lot to Davao City. Because when Davao City was, let's say, discovered by the Spaniards, they brought with them people from Davao Oriental who were educated already and brought them there as part of their government system.
I see. Okay.
And now, Davao Oriental is becoming or has become a prime tourism destination. No?
Yes.
Not for anything, but because of the nature that it has and the geography, the shape, no, the shape of Davao Oriental is elongated. No, it's elongated. As I've said, 500-kilometer coastline. So you can have almost limitless of opportunities for tourism. Imagine 500-kilometer coastline. You can be here.
I love it.
In your place. It's only a few meters of the 500 kilometers of Davao Oriental. And of course, we could, a lot of our leaders contributed as well. Like, for example, I think that was Congresswoman Almario, the mother of the incumbent congressman, who crafted the law. The law that says Davao Oriental is a tourism province. And the law provides that all the agencies of government, national agencies, should help develop Davao Oriental as a tourism province.
I see.
Then came Governor Corazon Malañaon, who really worked very hard to establish the early tourism destinations, the government facilities for tourism from GovGen down to Katiil, and it contributed. Then came the private sector. They had their own investment. So, and of course, you cannot be in Davao Oriental if you don't know the coconut industry of Davao Oriental. That is our bread and butter.
Okay.
From birth to your last breath, it's all about the coconuts.
Okay.
We all live.
The tree of life, right?
The tree of life. It's intergenerational. When you plant, it goes till the next generation. Then another. So it's really
there's
coconuts all over.
Everywhere.
Yeah, all over.
Yeah. Wow. Well, I love what you're talking about with tourism. And I think I'll just make a little note in here that, of course, if you're from the Philippines, you should definitely visit Davao Oriental.
Yeah.
And for our international viewers, once we can travel again and COVID and quarantines are over, I want to invite people to come here and we'll actually host you to come see this beautiful, beautiful area. It's absolutely incredible. We're actually filming right here near the beach. Now, I don't know if you can see it because we had rain come and we had to change our location, but it's a beautiful, gorgeous area. And we're actually on 2 bays. We're on Mayo Bay right now, and there's another bay just across the peninsula called Pujada Bay. And now those 2 bays, and there's a third bay, is on the world's most beautiful bays list.
Yeah.
And tell us about that, because I know you were part of getting that credentialing of these bays, and they're fabulously beautiful, just beautiful.
Yeah, the most beautiful bays in the world is an association of beautiful bays, no? Mainly from European countries. from European countries. France, Italy, Germany, of course, the US as well, and in Asia, Japan, and the others. In the Philippines, there are only two members of the most beautiful base. And that is one in Mindoro, no? And the second one is here, right here in the city of Mati, called the Puhada Bay. This is a 22,000 hectares bay,
Yeah.
no? And islands in the bay. You have the Puhada Island. You have the 2 or 3 more smaller islands around the bay. And for me, when I conceptualized the bay to be proposed as one of the most beautiful bays in the world, is I compared our bays to the many countries that I've been. I've been to 15 countries throughout my life. And I saw it, this is really a world-class bay.
Yeah.
No? Of course, there are challenges along the bay. There are, of course, urbanization in some parts of the bay. But those are challenges and only a small portion of the 22,000 hectares. That the potential is so great that can negate whatever issues and concerns around the bay. So true in fact, the final presentation was done in Toyama, Japan in 2019, November. I presented it to the membership. And right there, they approved the conditional approval was given, subject to validation, which was done already in January of 2020.
Yeah, okay.
So the president of the most beautiful base in the world and the treasurer came over and they validated what we presented.
Yeah.
And thank you to the partners, the city government of Mati, Governor Nelson Dayanghirang, and of course, the national agencies, the DNR, our environment officers, and the officials of this province for providing the needed data. No? And one of the learnings I wanted to share to your viewers is that when you say environment along the bay, you talk two major things. One is what they call the marine. What is the water and underneath the water. So in terms of conservation, protection, you have to look into the marine environment. Second is the coast. And that's what they said. You cannot just work on your sea. You have to look at the coast, the people, because the people living along the coast. In Mati, I think this Puhada Bay, they have I think a dozen barangays or less than a dozen barangays along the bay. So if you want this to maintain the bay, you have to look into the living conditions of the people themselves.
Yes. Yeah, true. Well, it's phenomenally beautiful. It's incredible. Okay, so I think as we're winding down, time has gone quick, but just what would be one last inspiration or word of wisdom that you want to give our viewers in terms of living limitless? What's something that you've really learned from your life? I know you shared earlier, but what would be one last thing that you'd want to share of how to succeed, how to be limitless?
Well, it's the spirit of really sharing, no? The giving of yourself to the people, to the community, no? Not keeping it to yourself.
That's
no?
good, right? Okay.
You really have to share.
Okay.
And as I've said, this engagement, because of your sharing, you yourself learn from the sharing of the others. And that, I think, behavior or character that I have gives me the continuing wisdom, learnings from all the things that I do. So you keep on improving. So your mind, your discipline becomes limitless. Unlike before,
That's good.
people would say, you are jack of all trades, a master of none. That's what the older people would say.
To you?
But
To you? They would?
to me, it's
Okay.
not. Well, no, that's the common understanding.
Just in general, yeah. Okay.
You should be focusing on accounting, engineering,
I see, yeah,
or a
right.
doctor. At
Just
that.
focus on one thing.
Focus on one thing. But the world has changed
Yeah.
with the communications, travel, and many things. You cannot be focusing on one thing. No? In fact, if you really love the subject matter, you can learn from it, and you can be an expert of it, and you can share already to the
Very
others.
good. Excellent. Yeah, in our previous conversation before this interview, that's one of the things you were saying that I really picked up on that I like, that a skill that you have, that whatever task is in front of you, you really dive into it and learn it. And
Exactly.
not just like on the surface, but go deep and learn it.
Exactly.
And I think that's a great principle for us all to have is whatever's in front of us and whatever we need to learn, we can do it. If we have the mindset, right?
Yes.
It's all about mindset. If we think we can't, or it's too hard, or it's too much work, we won't do it. So we have to work on our mindset. And you obviously have this mindset that says, I can do it. I might not know how to do it right now, but I can learn. And that is a fabulous mindset for living limitless, right? No matter what's in front of me, I can learn how to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the way to, I think, a wonderful and challenging life is to learn, and learn.
Keep learning.
And
Yeah.
keep learning
Yeah.
and share.
That's so good.
Yeah.
There's a gentleman by the name of Jim Rohn. I don't know if you ever heard of him, but he's a very famous personal development teacher. He's already passed away, but influenced many people like Tony Robbins and different ones over the years. And he would say this, he would say, always remain a student.
Oh, that's good.
So no matter...
That was really, that was
That's
really
it.
what I was
What you're
doing.
saying, always a student. No matter how much we've achieved, no matter how old we are, we stay a student, always learning.
In fact, to my mind, I talk to my children and they ask me, when will you retire? I said, retirement is when you're physically not able.
Yeah.
For as long as you're physically able, you continue to learn, to be a student,
Right.
and learn it hard.
Yeah.
Burn really
That's good.
the oil, burn really the time, stay overnight or ibig sabihin late at night, even the wee hours in the morning,
Yes.
studying, reading.
Yeah, it's good. It's so good. And it's been said that the more that you, like if you're coming to a retirement age, but if you take on that mindset, you actually have less energy and degenerate faster.
Yeah.
It's more when you push yourself, not push yourself beyond an unhealthy limit, but in a healthy way, push yourself and learn, you actually stay energized and young.
Correct. And
Correct?
you'll be, or will be always be motivated
Yeah.
to move forward. And
Yeah.
you even forget your age.
Yeah. It's so good. Awesome. Okay. Thank you so much for being
Thank you,
with
Amy. Thank you
Fist
very
pump
much.
here. Yeah. Awesome. Let's
And
do
the
it
governor's
again.
sign is like that.
Oh, this is the governor. Okay.
Yeah, the governor's sign.
Oh, yes. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you for
Thank
being
you.
with us. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed that episode of Limitless. I sure enjoyed the conversation and loved the different principles that we talked about, especially the one at the end about always being a student. So no matter how old you are, whether you're just starting off, you're mid-range, or you're, mature in your age, in your field, in your career, in your ministry, parenthood, whatever it is, whatever your area of life, I want to encourage you to keep the mindset, I can do this, I can learn, I can grow, I can become more than I am right now. And of course, when you're empowered by the Holy Spirit, you're empowered by that heart of Christ on the inside, that adds that extra infusion of grace and power to be able to go through the obstacles. So I want to encourage you, live that limitless life. And no matter what's in front of you, no matter what challenge, no matter what obstacle, you can do it. I speak that encouragement into your heart right now. I feel like someone out there really needs to know that. And I'm talking to you. You can do it. You can make it through. You have what it takes. God bless you.